This is the Snake Wolf hissing at you, and today we're going to travel to Eternia to look at the Masters of the Universe, Reptilax, mercenary brute of the Snake Men. On the back of the box, we just have artwork, no little blurbs of information, no cross-sell information because this is kind of a one-off. There's actually a few one-offs coming out this year, I think. Unlike some of the ones sold off through Mattel Creations, this one does not have a collector-friendly packaging, even though it's doing the artwork thing the way the collector-friendly stuff does. Although he does have the Snake Men card top, so let's go ahead and take him out of the box. Here we have his parts guide showing us that his head, arms, tail, and feet come off. And we have his comic book here, which, when we look at the back of it, we see Lord Grasp, Terror, Reptilax, and Vipon. Vipor. Um, so even though there's not a cross sell on that, there's a cross sell on this, and these are those other one-off characters. But now, thanks to this, I am guessing that this same mini comic is probably going to come with each one of them. So this mini comic is Masters of the Universe: Leviathan's War, starring Lord Grasp and Reptilax, and Snake Armor Skeletor. As we open it up, we see Lord Grasp talking to Lady Slither, who is trapped in the space with her fleet of ships, which are derelict. She wants Lord Grasp to open up a portal so that she can make it to Eternia. Lord Grasp says, "I no longer want to be your servant. I want to be your equal. We shall be married." What is with this marrying Lord or Lady Slither thing with these books? Anyway, I mean, she is hot, don't get me wrong, but still. So Lord Grasp uses his Vipor, his servant, to apparently bring this medallion. We see He-Man fighting Serpos, because I don't know why, but the medallion is supposed to allow Serpos from Snake Mountain to open up the portal while using the Lady Slither's sword. But when they do that, some blast hits him. A thrust of wind carries a deadly bolt straight into Lord Grasp's heart. I don't understand why. Of course, apparently what it was that Reptilax attacked Lord Grasp using a Horde crossbow, but the medallion now ends up in Skeletor's hand, and they want to attack that. Skeletor closes the portal, and it smashes the derelict ship from Lady Slither, and he now controls the Snake Men, briefly. We see some more fighting going on. Skeletor once again loses, because that's what always happens. Lady Slither did manage to make it out with their ship, using basically a shuttlecraft, which luckily was in the front of the ship, apparently. So she escapes, and she is now on Eternia with her horde-like guard. And Skeletor jumps into the collector and takes off. But what we see at the bottom is the outline of King Hiss, pushing the idea that the rest of them can fight, and he will become the true ruler of the Snake Men once again. But I thought he was already dead. And we've already gone over the back of the packaging here. I don't know. That comic was a bit confusing in my opinion, but anyway. So we have a tail for him. It does have a peg hole in it, and it does look like it's one of those ones where we can pull it out afterwards if we want, rather than being permanently stuck. It's kind of too bad, though, that they did not give us anything due to articulation in here. You know, like just a peg so we could spin it around. He's got a hole in his butt that we can put it in. Doesn't really sit flush with the butt, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. It does help him stand up, though. Just a quick look with some of the parts here. This looks like King Hiss's legs, and then, you know, like Clawful and Buzzaw's feet. I will say that I do not recognize this part right here, so this forearm may be new. And the other forearm is blank, so it's basically a WWE forearm. And he's got a new head sculpt and a new harness. Weapon-wise, he comes with one of the battle axes that came with originally with Ram Man, but has been reused with Kaldar and the furry horde guy whose name has just totally slipped my mind, and I don't know why. So anyway, he also has Triclops' sword and King Hiss's shield. No deco on any of them, and they're kind of boring. There is somebody on Instagram has made resin versions of the actual weapons that were originally shown in artwork with this guy, as well as, I want to say, Vipor, which I would like to get, but they are kind of expensive, but they are really nicely done. Maybe I'll show a picture of that here if I can find it again, along with the name of the person on Instagram. So articulation wise, his head's on the ball joint. It can spin all around. That head sculpt is unique, and his tongue is permanently stuck out. It is a soft enough plastic that it might not break off. And this is kind of interesting the way it's in there. It almost looks like like a little blaster thing. But he does have the 4 teeth like most snakes. Fangs. Actually, no, I think most snakes only have just the top fangs, right? His arms go up, down, and spin around. We've got the hinge at the elbow and the pin. Wrist spins around, and we have the in and out articulation on that as well. We can spin at the waist, not hindered by his tail. His tail can spin around like you're cranking one of those old-timey cars from like the 20s or 30s, I think. And you can pull his tail off, like I said before. He can kick up yay far. He can kick back yay far. He can bend at the knee. He can spin at the knee. Of course, we have the boot cut, which spins around. He's got a hinge at the ankle and a pin. Whoops. Everything's going off center. So we got the hinge there, and we can spin it around if we want. The overall design of this guy is actually pretty cool. It is definitely a unique sculpt overall, or design-wise, since we do get the additional new tail, which I'm sure they'll use that with somebody else. We also get a new head sculpt and a new harness. I don't think this is slated to go with anybody else yet, but I would not be surprised if they used it. The wristband, however, is the thing that is throwing me off. Like I said, I don't know if that's been used with anybody else yet. I don't remember it. I'm not too fond of the weapons that he comes with. They are, in fact, kind of boring, especially since there's no deco on them. And there's nothing on the back here to like put a spare weapon into, so that's also disappointing. Because it would be nice if he could have like held his axe and then had his sword on his back like this. I mean, if you're going to be sculpting a new harness anyway, you might as well have put a spot for a weapon, right? I will often buy extra snake men with the idea that I can, mix and match the pieces and you can create new characters that way really easy. Which realistically is kind of what they did with both Lord Grasp and Terror. They're like, I think, 100% part reuses, right? And I believe, I can't remember the history on this guy because I think he was designed for classics originally, but he may have showed up in other media back in the old days, or might have been a design that they had been thinking about making back in the original run. But yeah, not a bad looking figure. A nice addition to your Snakemen army. Although if he is a mercenary, I'm not really sure if he's really part of the Snakemen or not. I think this might actually be one of the shortest reviews I've done on a MOTU figure. So, but this is Reptilax. You can order him on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. I think he might also have shown up on Amazon, to be honest. As far as in stores, though, you probably won't see him anywhere. We're still waiting for Vipron to go on sale. Or if he had, I'm screwed because I totally missed it. I think that will conclude our look at our Reptilax figure. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Boink. Peace and love.